can start the lecture today. So you're all here for the lecture, the English lecture listening, right? So I want to ask you, what comes to your mind when you hear the term lecture listening? Okay, how is it different from the conversation that we have in daily life? So you're from English department, right? So what's the difference? Like, what kind of English that you hear, like in a lecture, that is different from the English that you hear in daily life?
Yeah, the first thing is about the lecture, and after thing is about the listening.
Mm-hmm.
These things are both my weak parts.
Okay, by weak parts. Okay, so maybe the content of the lecture is more advanced, and you will feel some of the vocabulary you will find a bit unfamiliar. Okay, so the next question: how often do you listen to English podcasts, news, songs, etc.? So I asked this question, like, Xingru, right? All right, so I'll just speak a bit louder. So if you can't hear very well, just let me know. So Xingru, not very often. Can you tell me the frequency, like once a month, once a week? And which do you listen to, like podcasts, news, or songs?
I often listen English song.
Oh, okay, great. Okay. So for this semester, are you taking any English courses? Like a freshman English? No? Okay, great. Okay, so the third question will be a question for both of you. So, what are your biggest problems with listening? I think, you mentioned a little bit, right? So, you mentioned the listening is one of the problem, the weakness that you have. Can you be more specific? Like, when you listen, what kind of obstacles do you encounter? And also, I want to ask, Xingru, you are not an English major, so what kind of problems do you have in English? Can I have you go first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main problem is that I guess
Mm-hmm.
I always listening something wrong, or I cannot catch the ideas when I have a free talk or just listening to the class.
Right.
Is I cannot catch the strength information
Right.
that before I didn't touch them.
Okay, so what you mean is that sometimes you caught the information, but there was a misunderstanding of the information that you did, or you didn't catch the keywords,
Yes.
or you somehow got the wrong words.
Yes.
Because the topics are unfamiliar to you.
Yes, and maybe it causes that if I continue a long time or a lot of information catching, that I will overload.
All right. Yeah. I must say, because you guys are already freshmen, you are in the university, so today the topic is lecture listening. That means the level is more advanced. So you will encounter all different kinds of topics that you are unfamiliar to. But the strategy that I will offer today is for you to gather the keywords down. Okay, so the note-taking skills. All right, so I will let Xingru share a little bit about the problems you are having in listening. Okay, the same like Xingru, right? Okay, good. Okay, the last question would be like a follow-up question to the third one. Is that what things are important for a listening activity to be successful? Okay, so let me explain this a little bit. So my real question is, how do you think that you can have a successful listening? Like, I know that this is a question that we will solve this together in this lecture today, but do you have any ideas how to promote or advance your listening skills?
I guess
Mm-hmm.
there's two main factors can
Great.
improve is one is to repeat and another one is to be familiar or do some prepare, like you are going to a date and then you are get some prepared for yourself.
Right.
But like repeat it is really hard. Like I'm in a free talk, I always like oh my god, I missed the information that maybe seems important or I just want to listen to. But you cannot just say oh stop and could you say that again and again. That's
Right.
really embarrassing.
No, that's perfect. I think that I should take notes about what you just said. Okay, so the first thing is repeat. I totally agree. So in interpretation, 口译课有一个技巧 it's called shadowing. So you repeat whatever you hear. 好 shadow 是阴影嘛，所以有一个这个口译的技巧就叫你要去复诵。Okay, so that's how I practice my listening as well. So, for example, if you are listening to a podcast, you repeat whatever you hear. 好，那这个复诵呢，可以第一个是你听到你的消息，第二个你马上去搜索你的大脑里面的词库有没有这些字词，那你很快做了一个output 的练习。Okay, that's very important. And the second thing is practice. Practice makes perfect. So, for example, if you're gonna have a lecture, you're gonna attend a lecture about business management. 那你可以做一些先前的那个专业知识的累积，你可以先去查一些你要的单字。All right, that's good. So what about Xinru? Do you think how we can make our listening more successful? Good. Right, music. Okay, so the reason why I asked you about your frequency is that I want to know how many hours do you have in your life. This is important because I think that okay, so 我觉得就是英文听力要好，口说要好。The main factor is that you need to put yourself in an English environment. 你要把自己创造一个英文的环境，对不对？所以 not just after my lecture, not just after your English classes, try to immerse English 把英文的更多的练习放到你的生活里面，这样你在接触不同的议题的时候，你才会有更多的经验，好吧？那我今天呢，我们会就是首先介绍一下那个note-taking skills， 好，一些笔记的技巧。好，如果今天你遇到一个演讲，然后它非常的长，然后你要怎么办呢？很多人就放空，那放空就是最消极的方式。我们应该要做的呢，是我们要写笔记。可是你一定写不了所有的东西，所以有3个简单的 rules。第一个就是 be selective。好 ，selective 挑选嘛 ，decide what's important。所以你先做一个筛选，什么是重要的资讯，什么是不重要的资讯。好，你把 keyword write it down。好 ，write it down。好，第二个是 be brief， use abbreviations and symbols， 好，用一些你自己看得懂的符号，好，然后或者是用一些缩写，好，简单的去记下来，好，比如说像 for example， 你可以写 ex， 好，这是大家都通用的嘛。那有一些你也可以自己 create， 你自己创造自己的，你看得懂的就好，因为这是你的笔记。好，第3个是叫 be clear，show the relationship between the speaker's points。All right， 这个就有一点复杂了。好，如果你今天是一个 problem 的 solution， 比如说今天我们讨论水资源的问题，然后有5个 解决方案。那你一开始在做笔记的时候，你就要很清楚咯。好，你就要先有一个 outline 大纲 ，problem 是什么，写下来，然后好5个 solution， 1、2、3、4、5。刚刚那个心如做了一个很好示范，我问他说，要怎么让那个听力变得成功嘛？他说 there are 2 main factors， 对不对？他第一句他就讲了有2个。那如果你去听，比如说有些 TED Talk， 有些演讲，他们会在一开始的时候就会说，there are 3 purposes of my visit， 对不对？那个你们如果看几个月前那个 Nancy Pelosi 她来台湾演讲的时候，她一开头就讲，有3个来台湾拜访的目的。那你听到这个关键字，那你就要在你的笔记上面写 ，OK purpose 1 2 3。好，这就是 be clear， 你要有结构。好，所以做笔记，第一个是要做一个好的筛选，第二个是要简短，好，第3个呢是你要有架构，要清楚。好，所以这个就是稍微再大家复习一下。第一个是 organization 嘛，然后再来是 chronological order。好，有时候我们遇到的那个演讲不一定都是这么的就是1、2、3，有的时候他是讲一个故事。那故事的话，一定会有先后顺序嘛。比如说他今天要讲一个他的人生的比如说创业的故事。好，那他可能讲了我在2000年做了什么，2005年做了什么。好，所以 chronological 就是按照时间的先后发展，把event 跟时间把它记下来。然后记住，就是你写的时候呢，你要写的是 outline， 不是写文章，所以不需要完整句。然后最后你可以用一些 heading、subheading、bullet point， 好，用那个 bullet point 点的方式去做你的笔记。Alright， 那这里就是稍微复习啦，就是 please write down the keywords。好 ，keywords 就是会 trigger your memory，making them powerful。Right， 好，那这是一个一个可能你看，比如说今天我们要做一个 brainstorming， 好，这个演讲你可以看一下，你看这里总共中间的主题是这样子，那围绕这个呢，可能总共有1、2、3、4、5，好，把它用那个好，你可以是用这种 mapping 的方式。把它画出来。好，那注意一下，就是说taking notes with bullets and dashes, right？ 那 notice how they use details such as examples and explanations to show their ideas. Okay. Items should be listed using a consistent or parallel structure. 好，一样，这里我提醒你的就是你要用结构的方式。好，那今天我们来做一个 exercise 好了。那今天呢，这个我们接下来时间就是介绍你一个主题。那今天will be very related to 心如's major。我今天选的是从一个商音的里面，然后我先介绍你们单字，然后呢，接下来你们会遇到一些英文的听力的练习。好，那希望今天这样的lecture 就是示范你一个方式，就是今天如果你要去听一个比如说这个主题是有关是商业文化的，那你要先去做好的一个事前的工作，就是你要先累积智慧。好，那我们先来看看图片上这几个字。好，我先调查一下好了。So for example， 心如 ，Are there any new words for you? Any new words? Okay. So there are 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 9 words. How many new words do you have, or do you know every of them? Okay, you know them all. Okay, what about you?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I guess the level is quite easy for you. 好，那既然大家都知道，那我们就不we don't go over them. We'll just look at the exercise. All right. 那我们就一起来看一下好了。So number 1, staff. Okay, what is staff? Can you read the answer for me?
A group of people employed by a company.
Yeah, a group of people employed by a company. Okay, the second word is appropriate. So 心如 what is appropriate? Okay, 所以 appropriate 应该是中文应该是恰当的。好，适当的嘛，对不对 ？So proper, okay, appropriate 正就合适的。 好，那我们来so appropriate will be. Shinru, do you know which definition should go to? All right. So appropriate would be correct or suitable to the situation, right? 就是很对这个处境、这个情况是很合适的 ，correct or suitable to the situation. Okay, number 3, contact. Okay, 所以 contact. 这里我们应该找是 somebody you know who can assist or advise you, right? What about thoughtful? What is the definition of thoughtful? What if you say someone who is very thoughtful?
Well planned.
Right. Well planned and carefully considered. Okay, and then conservatively. When someone dressed conservatively, what kind of dress he or she will be wearing? Like a
Traditional one.
yeah, traditional one, like maybe like a formal suit, right? Okay, so 3 more. Custom. Okay, custom is a good word. What's a custom? Especially when we talk about cultural customs. I think I exposed the answer. So that would be a certain way in which a particular culture does things. Custom 它有习俗的意思 ，custom。好，那接下来2个很简单啊 ，greeting 就是打招呼咯 ，OK， 然后 routine 就是我们的日常，所以 greeting 应该是So something you do or say in the first meeting 嘛，然后 routine 就是你的习惯。好，那这是一个 vocabulary 的 exercise。Alright, so we will skip this page. I think you already know the words. 那我们来看一下这一张 picture 好了。好 ，customs around the globe。那我们来看一下，好，这是一个map， 然后你可以看一下每一个不同的地方，他们都有他们的 cultural customs。那我们来听听看这个练习，然后 maybe I will ask you some questions.
Customs around the globe.
International cooperation is becoming more common in the modern world. Therefore, being aware of the different customs around the globe will increase successful business dealings and ensure smooth communication. The following are some customs to get you started.
Okay, so maybe I'll ask you why. So when we are doing business, why do we need to know the cultural customs for different countries? Why can't we just talk about business? Why do we have to talk about culture? Okay, so you are a business major, so would you like to answer this question maybe? 为什么呢？为什么就是 when we do business, okay, why do we need to be aware of different customs?
因为因为要做企业在哪个地方，要看那边的文化怎么样。
Okay, right? How about you?
It's like when you in Roma, like Romans do
Good.
concepts.
Yes.
Because you are taking the money, the advance, and you have to deal with the not only the customers but the boss and the many people in that place you didn't familiar enough there, so you have to know something.
Yeah, great. So like the saying goes, when you're in Rome, do like what Romans do. Now, I think both your answers are right. Okay, why do we need to know about the custom is if you look at the second line, therefore being aware of the different customs around the globe will increase successful business dealing. So when you deal with people, then you must have a better knowledge of this person's background, and that includes includes culture. 然后再来下一个 keyword 是什么 ？Ensure smooth communication。好，那如果是我做这个笔记 ，for example， 如果今天我没有给你这一些字的话，那你会怎么写呢 ？OK，if it's me, I will say customs。然后呢，我会写下面我会写两个 ，OK， 会写两个箭头。第一个是 increase successful business dealing。好，第二个目的是什么呢 ？Ensure smooth communication， 好不好？这就是一个算是你做摘要或是你做笔记的方法。好，他讲了5、6句，但是这5、6句里面，他就重点只有一个，就是 why do we need to know custom？ 所以 custom 下面我会有1跟2，一就是成功的 business successful business dealing。Number 2 smooth communication， 好不好？然后接下来我们会听 like five countries。那你可以试着做做看笔记。那当然if you don't， 你可以试试看不要看这个字，那你用听的。那如果你不是很确定 spelling， 那当然你可以看一下。好，那我们来听看它的第一个范例。
North America.
Shake hands briefly and make direct eye contact with anyone you speak to. Pricey gifts might be inappropriate as they could be considered a bribe. Punctuality is vital. Any attendee could be encouraged to give their opinions before a final decision is made in a meeting.
Spain.
Professional attire is greatly valued in Spain. The Spanish take a relaxed approach to time management. Negotiations and decisions are the responsibilities of the senior members of staff. A siesta, rest or nap, is taken during the middle of the day.
Brazil.
Shake hands, often for a long time, while holding strong and steady eye contact. Gifts are not necessary, but appreciated. Guests are expected to be on time, but the host could be less punctual. Brazilians prefer to take their time in business dealings and don't like to be pressured.
South Africa.
South Africans are reluctant to deal with strangers and prefer to be introduced through a mutual contact. First meetings are for getting acquainted, not for strict business discussions. Never raise your voice, interrupt a speaker, or point your index finger at someone.
The Middle East.
Shake hands using the right hand. The most senior member of staff should be greeted first. Small gifts, non-alcoholic, are expected. Showing the bottom of one's shoes is considered to be disrespectful.
Alright, so 我让你们听完全部了，因为我记得暂停的话，它有时候会有点难控制。So that's okay. So the first is United States. Okay, 心如 what's the information you heard from this conversation about this short talk about United States? United States. So, like, what have you heard, or one or two things?
刚开始我还没出。
Oh, that's okay. 那我们来看一下好了，我们来看一下第一个 ，shake hands briefly, make eye contact, okay, with anyone you speak to. 好，所以像这个其实 it's quite easy because you already have the bullet points. 但我们如果要把它做更简短呢，那你可以把它分成 OK shake hands， 然后 OK make eye contacts。OK， 再来 pricey gifts might be inappropriate. Why? Why? 雅子 why is it inappropriate to give someone an expensive gift?
That you cannot pay back.
Okay, you cannot pay back. Okay, so there's a new word. Do you guys know the word bribe? No. Okay, bribe 就是贿赂。Okay, bribe. 因为 if you give something too expensive, then people will be having a lot of pressure. 好，那这就变 bribe。好 ，bribery 或 bribe 就是贿赂。好，第三个是 punctuality。What is punctuality? Punctuality. Okay. I think today both of you are punctual, on time, 准时。Okay, so vital 知道吗 ？Vital 就是 necessary and important. Necessary and important. Okay, another technique I want to share with you is that 大家的英文都已经有一定的底子嘛。等到你差不多已经有7000单以上之后呢，你不用再背英文的中文了，你用英文去记英文，它可以活化跟增加你的智慧。所以我刚刚你有没有发现，比如说我在讲 punctuality 的时候呢，我不一定会直接去背准时，我就记它是 on time。那 vital 这个可能是一个新的单字嘛，那你可以用你已经知道的简单的英文字，比如说我会记 important and necessary。那下一次我想要写到这个字的时候，我就会知道哦 vital， 那你就有很多的同义字可以去替换，好，用英文去记英文，好吧？这样你就可以避免自己会有这种中式英文的写作。好，最后他说 any attendee could be encouraged to give their opinions before a final decision is made in a meeting. What does that mean? What kind of meeting atmosphere is that? So, do you think the meeting would be a very silent one that the boss does all the talking? Or do you think that would be a very lively conversation between all the attendees?
Maybe people like brainstorm.
Yeah, people like brainstorm. Okay, what is that? 因为美式的文化好像大家都比较喜欢，就是一直发言嘛，就是 they like to give opinions. 所以好，那你可以发现就是有4个 bullet point。可是我们如果要简化再简化的话呢，我们可以很简单。好，第一个这个就是 shake hands， 好 eye contact，OK。好，第二个呢，你可以写price gifts， 你就可能给叉叉，因为一个箭头就会变 bribe。第三个已经很简约了，就 punctuality。第四个，如果你们要挑 keywords， 你们会挑什么？第4个点。你觉得第4个点，如果只能挑2个 keywords， 你会挑什么？You have an answer.
Final decision.
Okay, good. Final decision. What about 心如？Opinions. Okay, great. How about a combination between two? 好，2个都对哈。这里应该是 if it's me， 好，如果是我的话，我觉得我会写 give opinions。那如果再多一点时间的话 ，give opinions， 我可能会在一个箭头就是 before decision。所以你们2个都对，好，只是我刚刚把那个给你们2个字，让你们可能抉择很困难。好，那你如果真的要写，你可以 give opinions， before decision，right？ 好，但重点应该是 give opinions 啊，每个人都可以意见。好，那下面呢我们就不逐步讨论了，我请你们分享一下你们刚刚有听到什么好了。For example， Brazil。So 雅芝 ，Can you share one or two things that you heard about the costume in Brazil?
Actually, I just heard and I just forgot.
You forgot.
So
That is okay.
So I read of most of them, but I cannot remember.
Right. So that is okay. So how about we read it now? 我们可以再看一次。So there are 4 points. Can you just say 1 or 2 things that impress you?
Yeah, like the gifts can be appreciated.
Okay, gifts are appreciated. So very good. what do you mean by gifts are appreciated? Can you explain a little bit? When someone said, "Oh, gifts are appreciated,"
It can show the respect. And
yeah. So maybe you will be prepared. If you're going to Brazil and meet a customer, you will bring small gifts, right? Okay, good. Okay. All right, so this is just a practice. So 大家可以练习看看，因为今天的是有字幕的。那如果今天没有字幕的话，我觉得大家可以就是试着做一些笔记 ，right？ 然后如果你可以先做一遍，只有听的。第二个，你再搭配文字，然后你再对对看你自己的笔记是不是都记到重点的。好，那下面呢，我们来听一个，这个是一个广告。OK，listen to the advertisement。好，那我们一起听听看。然后它会有一个比较长的 script， 好，但不一定。你要听完，然后你试试看你能不能找出这个 keyword。那有一些 keyword 是我们刚刚有练习到的。
Listening. Listen to the advertisement and complete the sentences.
Are you ready to grow and tap into the international business market? One aspect of going global that many businesses overlook is the need to understand different cultural practices around the world. At Communico, we have knowledgeable business advisors who can help you to avoid turning simple cultural misunderstandings into major problems that will affect you and your company. We have a network of both local contacts and affiliates all over the world who can give your business a competitive edge in the international marketplace by sharing information on political, financial, and cultural differences. With our help, you'll be able to foster the kind of relationships that will help you succeed in the world of global commerce. Visit our website or follow us on Facebook and Twitter to find out more.
OK， 好，那大家可能一下子没有办法马上知道它完全的意思，好，但是我稍微解释一下好不好？一开始他说 ，Are you ready to grow and tap into？ Tap into 就是你能不能tap into 就了解 business market。One aspect of going global that many business overlook is the need to understand different cultural practices around the world. 好，所以第一行这应该是 shouldn't overlook 嘛 ，overlook 好小看知道吗 ？overlook 轻视 ，OK，overlook。再来，他介绍了一个他中间介绍了一个公司叫做 Communico。Communico can help business avoid cultural， 它可以避免什么呢？避免 misunderstanding， 好，可以避免一些误会，好，再来，他说第三题，他说 Communicos of context。can provide business with cultural advice。好，那他中间有讲到，他说 We have a network， 我们有一些网络 ，OK，we have a network of both local and affiliates all over the world。好，所以第三个我们应该要填的是 network。好，第四个是 You can gain a competitive edge。好 ，edge。EDG 它除了边缘以外它加上这个字 competitive edge 叫做优势，在商业的词汇上面有优势，by sharing cultural information。最后一个他说什么 ？With the help of Communico, business can succeed in global commerce 商业嘛 ，OK。好，所以这是一个练习，就是如果今天你遇到很长或者比较难一点点的时候，你可以先练习看看你可不可以找出一些 keywords。好，因为时间关系，我给大家看一个影片好了，然后大家可以练习一下。
Thanks for the tour of the office, Liz. It's always interesting to see how the company operates in a different region. Everything looks great.
That's good to hear. Now your assistant told me that you're meeting with some government officials this evening to talk about building a factory.
Yeah, we'll be meeting for dinner. I think it's going to be quite a formal occasion.
Yeah, I think it will be. How much do you know about Chinese etiquette?
Ooh, a little. This isn't my first time in Taiwan, but I've never been to an event with this level of importance.
I wouldn't worry too much. You know, some of the costumes might be different to yours, but the basic principles of etiquette are the same.
Like, make sure to always show people respect.
Yes, and always be aware of the most important person in the room.
That's the mayor, right? What's the best way to do that?
Make sure you're reading first, and then just follow the lead. I think he might introduce the rest of the team and some of the important people there.
What if he doesn't?
Oh, in that case, you just wait for a few seconds to see if anyone else addresses you. It sounds complicated, but
It's actually pretty straightforward.
exactly.
Now, in terms of eating, I know I shouldn't use my own chopsticks to get food from the dishes in the middle of the table. Is there anything else?
You wait for the mayor to eat before you start eating. Don't take the last piece of food. Some people think it's unlucky to do that.
Okay, that sounds easy enough.
And if anyone offers food, you just take it, whether you think you're gonna like it or not, because you know we're proud of our cuisine. So you should be respectful and just give it a try.
Got it.
Yeah. One other thing, when you're not using your chopsticks, just place them on the table next to your bowl. Never stick them into your rice.
Really? Why is that?
Well, you know, when we worship our ancestors in a funeral, we usually stick the incense into the rice. So, you know, the chopsticks will kind of resemble the incense.
Ah, I see. I better write all this down for tonight. Thanks so much for your help.
Okay. Alright, 所以刚刚这个没有看到字幕吧 So I want to ask you what is this conversation about?
The next activity they are going to.
So the guy is going to
Place can eat.
Yes, he's going to have a dinner with mayor. I don't know if you catch that word. 他要跟市长吃饭嘛 Okay, so what is the girl doing here? Like, what do you think? What does the girl tell him? Like, okay, so we know that she's helping him and give him some suggestion or advice about cultural custom. 好，那刚刚有讲一个例子 I don't know if you remember. 他说 Don't stick your chopsticks on the rice. Right? 记得吗？他有讲到这个关键词 Don't stick your chopstick. 不要把那个筷子插在饭上。有人知道为什么吗？
叫喂饭。
Yeah, exactly. 就是 it's 有点像那个我们的那个 incense， 就是我们的香嘛。So it's inappropriate. It's inappropriate, right? 好，这个是一个练习。那以后你们可能会有很多这样的机会。那 I think the strategy is that first, before you go to the lecture, you can prepare the words that you might encounter. 好，如果今天你要去听演讲，那你知道这个演讲的讲题嘛？那你可以做一些事前的工作。我可以先去了解一些相关的关键字，就像我们一开始做的。然后第二个部分是你在听演讲的过程中呢，你要做一些 note taking 的技巧。好，所以像这个比较算是一个日常的对话，但是你主要还是可以看到他们两个有不同的功能嘛。比如说这个男生他是一个 he has a problem， 他出现了一个问题 ，right？ 他的问题是 he's a foreigner 他是外国人，然后 he's gonna have a dinner with mayor， 他的状况是他要跟市长吃饭。好，那这个女生算是一个 problem solver， 来帮他解决问题的人，所以她的功能是 giving advice， 好不好？那 giving advice 它其实有讲很多，可能有讲到第一个，你要等 ，you need to wait until the mayor， 你要先等市长啊，先动筷，你再换你，然后再来是讲到那个 chopsticks。1、2、3，有层次的去分类你的笔记 will be effective. Okay, so I think that's about the lecture today. I want to know if you have any questions. 剩下2分钟，好不好？关于今天的演讲还有日常的英文，不然我们就一人问个1题，可以吗？Any questions about your English learning? About the lecture?
I want to know
Yeah.
how to improve the memory. Like, I cannot remember the short thing or the long things. Maybe.
Okay.
Like I remember the keywords, but this moment I just forgot.
Okay, so you mean that in listening exercise or in a talk, like how do you remember things? Is that okay? 好，那我先跟大家讲，这分成1、2、3个步骤。第一个就是你去听演讲之前，你一定会知道一个 topic 嘛，所以你要有先做功课，就是刚刚你前面讲，先 prepare， 这样你先有一些单字的在你的脑海中。第二个是你已经到了演讲的当下了，那你如何？你就是在这个5分钟的演讲做一个有效笔记呢？好，第一个你可能已经先 prepare 嘛，你知道今天的讲题，比如说我们今天的讲题是如何对抗 COVID， 那你就知道今天的演讲可能是一个问题跟提供解决方案，对吧？那你的组织图就会很明确了，就会是 problem， 然后下面 solution 1、2、3。那如果就像我讲的，如果今天你是要去听一个讲者他的人生故事，那你今天做笔记的方式呢，就应该是一个时间轴。好，1990发生什么事情，2000年发生什么事情，2000好，所以这个你的讲题会影响你做笔记的方式。那这个是在你事前你应该就要先有一个想法。那你在做笔记的时候，就是我刚刚前面示范的技巧，就是be selective， 然后 be clear，OK， 好，要清楚，然后要be brief，right， 3个步骤。然后你说很难记，对不对？有时候是我们的智慧的问题，有时候可能我们真的智慧不到那边。那我给你一个建议，就是如果是我真的遇到比较我也觉得很困难的演讲，你记下你听得懂的，听不懂的当下，如果你记不得就算了，赶快去专注在下一句发生的，然后记一下重要的字，不要去纠结已经讲过的东西，因为它会一直干扰你后面新的资讯，好吗？因为听力是一遍就没有重来的。好，所以记下你当下记得。如果前面有一些模糊的、来不及的，不要纠结。好，那最后一个步骤就是今天你已经记完了这些笔记，那你一定会发现有一些是 scribble， 有些是涂改，有一些是重要的嘛。那你从头把你的笔记从头到尾再看一次，再整理一次。好，那你再去归纳一下。有一些时候是你看完了全部的笔记，你有一些新的想法，再重新把它整理。那如果有任何的问题，就是可以欢迎你们再联系我这样子，好不好？谢谢大家。